Let's fight, folks. Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Let's fight wherever you're joining us from this evening. We are happy. We are very happy that you guys could be joining us this evening. Share that live, good folks. Smash that emoji button for us. Hope you're hearing us loud and clear. The internet didn't want us to be great this morning, but we are happy to be here this evening. Did not want us to be great. How are you doing tonight, folks? How are you folks out there doing? Do let us know. We want to know. That's why we're asking. How are you folks doing? Let us know in the comment section. How are you all doing out there? Great to see all of you. Looking good, folks. We're looking good tonight. Good to see so many of you on the live already. Look at the names that are shooting by. Very, very happy to have all of you here with us. It would be remiss of you if you didn't share the live and smash that emoji button. Colin Reese and Debbie Bonner, Eswick and Deborah Pearson, Emerson Holder, share that live for us. Roxanne Odessa, good to have you here. Ingrid Crawford, Lester Williams, good to have all of you fantastic folks with us. Trust that you guys are great and well wherever you're joining us from tonight. Happy to have you all on the fight card, folks, and you all know where it's at. We are fired up. We are ready to go, and we trust that you guys are as well. We hope that our end is just after 8. For some of you, might be 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and you guys still having some trauma. What we witnessed quite recently. Some of you guys might be still going through your own trauma. But just in case you missed it, just in case you missed the chaos and confusion that has enveloped the Ali Jagdeo administration, good folks, my Lord, the Ministry of Education on the prayer, Manik Chan. It's very telling, very, very telling as that meeting began. Yep. You all know once we come in the 592. Once we come in the 592, folks, what it is. We told y'all, Ministry of Education leaves a lot to be desired. You know, when you see people with the Louis Vuitton and you see the permanent secretary in her coach bag and her land shoes and so on, you see things happening here. You see things going on here. But you don't know, folks. It's 5:30 in the morning.
Ministry of Education, PS, Minister, PS, engineers. Swing this camera around here. How many engineers you have, PS? I can't be one engineer. The head of the engineering department got to be here. So why you sitting down? Where? Let your project staff stand up. Who is the head of your engineering department? Who is your lead engineer? You're an engineer. Who is the lead engineer? And who are the engineers assigned to these projects? Where are the consultants? All of them getting fired. Not only the contractors, Charles Ram Contracting, and he have no representative in Georgia. Really? Human construction. That is what y'all taking the excuses from these people all the time. How does collect payment at the region? How do they collect payment, PS? Answer hard. I want the country to hear. They come to the Ministry of Education to collect payment, but they can't come to a meeting where they're behind on project. Human construction services. They invited. Okay. Making notes. Antrac engineering. So engineer, you try to get Antrac and y'all can't get a contractor. No, put your hands down properly and speak to me, man. Spoke to him yesterday and you invited him to the meeting. So PS, how you said you can't get in contact with him, and look, your engineer is right here saying he spoke to him. Look, your engineer, this is an engineer. He's not working outside the ministry. Did he report to you? He don't report to y'all. You're the head of the engineering department. Did he report to you? So imagine the president is calling a meeting in national interest to deal with all of these contractors who have delays, and nobody would sit with the staff to check on this. It's absolutely, if the engineer contacted him, then it's clear he has no interest. KNS General Construction. You're the consultant and you're unable to make contact with your contractor. Do you have a staff on the site supervising this project? Did your staff work yesterday and the contractor work yesterday? What time the consultant was informed? Yes. What time you spoke with the consultant? Speak now, because that is why I want everybody to hear. Tell me what time you spoke with the consultant, because what is happening here is a reflection of who work. The lying from the consultants, the missing of deadlines, is just for one meeting, is a reflection of their approach to the work on the ground. That is why you're having delays. You're telling me you're a consultant. You're supposed to be on the site every day. Yesterday, your consultant, your staff, and the contractor was on the ground together working, and you can't get a message to them as a consultant. That is KNS. What is the name of this consultancy? Origin Ergenson and Son. So this ministry make contact with nobody. This ministry make none of the contractors can stand up to now from this ministry. That is why we're where we are. You're a consultant again. You can't make contact with the contractor. Ministry.
Yep. Rock and come in prayer. Y'all don't contact nobody. Pray, y'all don't contact nobody. at this ministry. I mean, I didn't mean to laugh, but this is how we process things. This is how we register this prayer. I mean, prayer, you don't contact nobody. That Louis Vuitton bag and coach and fancy this and that. Huh? You can. The problem is, folks, you all know this instinctively. The problem why scores of contractors didn't turn up. They don't respect your fund. You hear your fund say that? Imagine the president call you all to a meeting, and them contractors say, but I read this thing, but I didn't see I didn't see Jack Joe sign it. I know it's Jack Joe I didn't meet him with. Yeah. That's what happened here. Some of the contractors reading that thing. Because that was something I didn't see. Shural, I didn't see Jack Joe didn't sign this thing here. They say meet with their friend, that's not a big deal. Right? That's not a big deal. You mean young call the man going through. I think we clocked it at 13 minutes he spent on Ministry of Housing. This 5:30 meeting yesterday morning. Breakfast. Well, that's not breakfast. What's a prelude to breakfast? Right? Prelude to breakfast. You see, some of them get tricked. Some of them contractors might say, go ahead, flap that. Right? You had Remembrance Day, and then he took the diplomats to Quick Serve on Main Street. So some of them says, is a similar thing happening here? No, they didn't know. You see? And the contractors who understand this thing, they said, Jack, I said, don't matter, I can talk to you. Don't bother with that. I can talk to him. He thought Ministry of Education was Wet and Wild, folks. You thought that was it? Huh? Wet and Wild story? Not so. Not so, folks. Not so. Exhibit B. Ministry of Public Works.
Ministry of Public Works. Minister, PS, Engineers. KRS Engineering. International Import and Export. Yad and Sons. Breckenridge Construction. PS. Were they invited? So where are they? Serotoria. Next one, not. Bishop, this is the problem. You're in there. So you have no representative in Georgetown. This is what you're telling me? That's what he said. That's what you're telling me. Who are you, the engineer for the project? Oh, so you see the need to defend him. This man don't collect money from the office and from the ministry. And he get paid. You ever late for his payment? Oh, just checking. Bridget Construction, is it? Where they? You have an excuse for him too, engineer? Okay, no one. Bridget Construction, another one. King Kong Construction, Brick and Mortar Construction, K&K, Ace North and Son, R. Razak Business Enterprise, where they? DNR Construction and Machinery, Singh and Sons, INR Construction, where are they from? Where's INR? Premium Asphalt, another one missing. Valve, VR Construction, SRT, Singh and Son, SRT not here too. This is a reflection of you in OPS. And Ron, at the end of the day, it falls at your footsteps. I keep telling y'all, pull your staff in line, discipline them. Don't I say that, Ron? You see how they embarrass you now? BRT, SRT contracting, Guy Biz, Erolal, Gemcorp again. These are the ones who are absent. You can tell. Charles, Ramlagan Contracting. Here? Excuse me. A&E, Jory, Ideal Engineering, not here too. Vishal Trucking Service. In the y'all see what's going on in your sector? Imagine what the community are going through. Imagine what the communities will go through. Morris Jeffrey again, every sector you got problem. And Gemcorp, those names are repeating themselves. Next ministry. No, sorry, we still got problems. Hussein, Kiola Construction, Builders Hardware, S. Singh, Maurice, Joseph, A&G Construction. Anywhere? At the gate? You want to go try bring them? What time was the meeting? Yes. Oh, so they're not at the gate. They're not at the gate. They're late, like the project. The way you're answering is a reflection of what is happening on the project. Your defense already for the contractor. They're at the gate. Not that they were invited by certain they're late. They're at the gate. Diamond Construction, Excel Construction, Chevron Contracting, MK Contracting. Huh? What? Oh, yeah, you get it right. Coast Construction, SNS Construction, BDE Recycling, RT Construction. They're not here? You're taking notes, right? Yes? RL Construction. You hear? Okay. Kioma, PW General Construction. Pacific Service System. Golden Edge Trading. Golden Eagle. Huh? The president? RL. Well, good. Make sure the letters, 6:30, the letters must go out. So all the contractors who are not here. Contractors, engineers, telecommunication system development. Yes, King stand up. Avinash Construction.
Yep. That was the Ministry of Public Works. You see, one, you this one, dear that, tight pants, dear that, tight pants in there. Spend too much time building a big mansion in Region 3. You focus on the wrong things. You see this here? You see? This is optics. Just in case it may have missed you. Somewhere along the line, 5:30 a.m. yesterday morning, these folks understand they are losing and losing badly. Losing and losing badly. So they got to come with all kinds of stunts now. He's only left for your jump up on that table there and swing from these chandeliers. We heard ministers standing up in there and lying. And he knows lie, you know. He knows lie. But you all went in the green room before they start broadcasting that. They all went in the green room when everyone said, look, young got take little lash this morning. Right? We want power and we gotta do anything to keep it. So we gotta look like we know what we're doing out here this morning. So you gotta take little lash. Right? But don't dig nothing. Don't dig nothing. Right? We good. When I for y'all, when I with y'all, I for y'all. We'll see when the camera come on there. Every every man talk, y'all. every man for himself. See when the camera come on there, Jamal Aziz, Marlon Thomas, Maxine Still, Everell, when the camera come on there. Right? You take some lashes. Right? Pompeo come and tell them some things. You remember Pompeo? He was there over the weekend. He probably went in a little room listening in and giving him cues. Do this. Hmm? Manufacture some rage at this point now. Lift your voice. Talk about the gate a little more. talk, talk about the gate a little more. I get in, huh? I get in. Sat down there and heard ministers lying through the teeth, you know. Lying like that. You think them boys bothered? He wasn't bothered because it's all a show. It is all a show. It's all a show. Because our brother, Ganesh Mahipal, he told us today, they got what? They got what? Listen to what the Ministry of Local Government said. Listen to what they said. Ministry of Local. What? Ganesh got different take. Take a listen to what happened there. 5:30 yesterday morning, Main Street. 5:30.
Ministry of Local Government, the contractor for the city hall. This is the only contract you have behind schedule in all the regions and everything. Don't make me. Where is the PS? Where is the PS? At the gate. He's at the gate because he came after 5:30. That's why he's at the gate, because he came after 5:30. Who's the other technical staff in this ministry? You're the head of engineering department, huh? And the project manager of City Hall. So you don't have any other engineers in this ministry? Oh, he's a gate too. The head of the engineer is at the gate to the PS. That is why these projects can't complete. The gating. What is the name of the PS? No, I announce it to the country. Miguel Chukan. What is the name of the engineer? What? Satrahan Not. And I want you to be clear with me, Minister, the two ministers. You're saying to me that in none of the regions you have any contract that is beyond 4 months, that is 4 months beyond the project completion date. Because if I find it, any project in the region, 4 months, I want you all to answer carefully. 4 months beyond this completion date, I will say the two ministers confirm that there's none. Okay. I don't want to feel anything. I know what I'm saying. I want to know, I know what I'm saying, and I'm saying I'm going to hold the two of you accountable. Because if you're telling me that, I have to rely on my ministers. Somebody call him the REO of Region 6 for me. Somebody call the REO of Region 6 for me. Let's make some test case. And Region 10.
Yeah. Somebody call the REO. Did the REO actually come on the phone? I don't know. Somebody call the REO. I like how he's looking around. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Bang me fun. I love how he's looking around. Somebody. Slim things. Thinners. I love once evening too. Folks, we are entering in to a political season here. The mother, if the last one in 2020 was the mother of all elections, this one is the sweet woman of all elections. So you can see some stunts. You can see everyone jumping out the plane with a whole black box in the mug. I know how the fight dead. You hear all that, you can hear all of that. Ganesh Mahipal, who shadows that sector, Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, got into the line. I know you're trying to be parliamentary and say, untruths, misled the president. That Parag and the other one, he does so little is forget he, you know. And then they were misleading your fun. No, they didn't misleading your fun. Irfan had the script. Irfan had the script. There's only one of their projects. It's a tad bit behind. The MP said, no. The Perican charity markets started since 2021 budget. Still languishing. Monrepo and Skeldon markets started a little while ago, 2020. Still languishing. Landfill upgrades started in 2022. Still languishing. All this information, PNCR, Ganesh Mahipal, the Shadow Minister for Local Government and Regional Development, put out all this information today. Monrepo and Skeldon Market, Perican Charity Markets, landfill sites still languishing. All these are projects. The Port Morant Secondary School, this is Heartland now, languishing behind. That's not like, I don't know. Y'all are maths and to all the shot. But that sound like one project to me. You see? That don't sound like one project to me. If you ask me, that sound like a couple. Right? That sound to me like a couple projects. It sounds to me like a couple project. Right? That's some of what we heard. You know, joining us. It's 5:30 RN, folks. If you're now joining us, it is 5:30 at our end. Look at some of the other things we saw quite recently. And that pre-dawn attack on public servants.
The lying from the consultants, the missing of deadlines, is just for one meeting is a reflection of their approach to the work on the ground. Contracting and putting in a bid is serious business because when you don't complete the work, you're holding up an entire nation. So you can't bid at a price you can't do the work and then believe you can just forfeit the work. It's a systemic cultural problem that must change. Imagine what the community are going through. Imagine what the communities will go through. There is absolutely no excuse for these delays. Has any of these projects been completed from the time this list was come to now? Why is he on the list, PS? You got another project you behind?
Commencement letter should be signed, or at least if that is not done, a photograph should be taken of the presence of you delivering the letter.
Exactly.
Should be signed.
The photograph is more substantive of you handing over the letter. If they don't have a commencement, how come this is this is where the problem is. Y'all accepting this nonsense for excuses. Unless you change the attitude and the conditions and your approach to work, you will continue to be in the position you're in today. You have to set continuously higher standard for yourselves. As the economy grows, as project grows, you will be held to higher standard. But you have to embrace those standards.
You know, Irfan styles himself. A man always on the ground. Right? If you're on the ground so steady, how come all these things lagging so far behind? The list. The man said put X, Y, and Z people on the list. Some woman yesterday morning said, I thought it was prayer. I didn't even know it's by big hip, slim down. I didn't even know it's by slim, slim things, slim shakes. I don't even know why. that's, that's, that's what the ladies, that's what the lady said. I don't know why. All kinds of people turn up. But some of the right set of people didn't turn up. Statement, Topui, Avinash. Didn't see them at all. All kinds of people. One list, you know. And a lot of people saying, I shouldn't be on this list. I shouldn't be on this list. I do my thing. Right, folks? Y'all suspect we had 200 persons there? I just want to show you something, Naomi. Leslie, Sharon, Jacqueline. Y'all suspect we had 200 people on that list? Y'all suspect that? If you got several government department, got put together a little list like this and getting it wrong. This thing called the voters list. Whoo, whoo. This thing called the voters list. If that little list even put out the criteria, say, look, I ain't want nobody on this thing who up to date. Anybody lagging 4 months and more gotta be here. How long Bamian school started? How long Krasibai school started? How long the Bellevue pump station started? But apparently they didn't make the list. Friends, family, and favorites don't make the big down list. That's the small man. Always the small man. The people who they are doing the thing there. Cemetery Road and stuff. Right? They said who they doing the Conversation Tree Road and stuff. Government ministry departments had to put together a list with about 50 people on it. I don't think AFN called 50 contractors or 60. Let's say 70. Imagine a list. They got 900,000 names and we got to verify. Should this lady head up on the list? She said with we or she by the gate? She by the gate now? She by the cemetery gate? All right. Folks, we see this puppy show. We saw this craving for the optics. You see, we saw the fear that was palpable yesterday. They're in confusion, you know. We only got to do a couple of things correctly, good folks. A couple of things right. We got to do. You hear me? A couple of things right. All this huffing and puffing with the folks like Guyana, Jill, and so on. I thought things nice by he. Huh? Well, I'll be run out behind them 5:30 this morning. The lines would change, had some things to say as well. And then this conflict of interest situation where this fella here, torn between two companies, two lovers, feeling like a fool. Then the old boy Modi come in. It's big cleanup, you know. Friday into the weekend, big cleanup. Right? Y'all know if you do it here. If on the recruiting workers, even say everybody who went by the gate at 5:30, you got clean. You have to clean. Penance. Modi better don't touch down late in problems. He better don't touch down late. He gonna be in problems. You see? But I thought Wana Jill, who always on the ground, huffing and puffing, is a whole government of hot air, huffing and puffing, fire and fury. The writer says, but symbolizing nothing. Sound and fury, symbolizing nothing. All the huffing and puffing. Nothing going on, you know. Huh? The bishop late with everything. Welcome to the black box report. He late with now. Huh? You can't even die in peace in this country. You can't even die in peace. And your relatives know the reason for your demise. They're late with that too. They're telling us now they're wrapping up a final report. Now they're wrapping up a final report. Could you believe it? Hmm? Could you believe it? And then they're telling us, say, Minister, there's a lot of things you know since 5:30 yesterday morning, you know. Since 5:30 morning, it's 5:30 yesterday morning, report concluding, said power ship, the second power ship, that will cost us billions of dollars. Because the power sector later, power sector by the gate. It's 5:30, the power sector by the gate. 4 years in, blackouts multiplying, not subtracting, not dividing, multiplying, proliferating. The power sector by the gate, and it's 5:30 in Guyana. AM. 5:30 AM. So they're telling us now, say, Minister, that is 75 megawatts power ship. Power ship. My apology. Gotta lubricate my lips. The power ship will be stationed in the Deborah River. That's what the bishop tell us. You're not clean. I picked up in my spirit what happened in there yesterday morning, you know. I picked up in my spirit. I said, I just chill out while this massacre going down. Pick up in my spirit. I take in the day off. You ain't hurt me here. When your spirit clean, you pick up things. How bishop picking up nothing? How? Huh? Somebody wasting time in the church, you know. Huh? No, decent, God-fearing people. Praise God. Go to church. These jagabats and trench crabbers is church. Church. How he pick this up? All these lagging contracts, all the popping and puffing. And he can't blow down this mismanagement, this decadence, decay, corruption. Can't do it. He can't. All that he trying. You know why? Spirit unclean. His spirit not clean. Spirit not clean. You all remember, two press conferences ago, Barath Jagdeo told us about a engineer in Region 8, I think it was, who was engineer for the region, and he bid in for contract in the region. He said, Barath Jagdeo, there was a conflict of interest. Right? But we ain't firing he, we ain't getting rid of he, or nothing like that. No. He got to choose. Because the man didn't choose yet. He's still engineer for the region, and he's still bidding for contract. Enter Exhibit 3. A man who just wandered into this pre-dawn breakfast yesterday morning. He says, I represent that kind of company. I represent our kind of company, say. You understand me? We have normalized corruption, normalized conflict of interest in this country. We've normalized it. That is what we have done. Demanded normal. See, conflict of interest? I paid for the thing, man. What are you talking about? Huh? You sure? You sure it's a conflict? You sure?
Ministry of Agriculture, adamantium. Yeah, I think he had escape, eh? No, the contractor. Adamantium. STP investment. This STP, you behind a lot of project, why? MP investment. Kedar Prasad. So why you stand up for MP investment? Huh? Oh, who are you, the engineer? And you representing both company? So you're putting bids to both company? So isn't that a conflict of interest? How you representing two master? So how do you decide which one is gonna be lower than the other? This interesting. Y'all see contractors for going on with y'all life? When y'all is asked how come y'all get beat out? This is interesting though. Like how you just decide which one of them gonna be lower than the other? You're brave though. I'll give you credit for that.
Gotta get us, gotta get us a ringtone. Gotta get us a ringtone, fool. That's a high chicken, you know. That's like a soprano chicken. Folks, there's no country on earth like Guyana. You could imagine Biden, but Biden might be able. You can imagine Trump. Huh? But he contractors building all them highways. My God, Irfan missed such a teachable moment. This could have been start the show right here. But Irfan missed it. Right? Irfan could have decided what happens here. But just like Jack, you love corruption and conflict of interest. That's the end of the matter there, no? It's conflict of interest. But that's the end of the matter. Carry on smartly. You know, Irfan said, I'm not thinking, this man here got open a class, five. This man got to teach others. This a bad man here. Right? We got to say to this man foot here and glean from the wisdom. Look how he brave, he's telling me. This man, at least, people got live here, boy. this man, at least, people got live here. Huh? See, trying to distract me there with that high octave for their feet so you carry the rest. Brett the prophet said, brace it over. He had an opportunity there to lay down the law, but he made light of the moment. Just like Jack Dio, accommodating of conflict of interest in his government, accommodating of corruption. That's why I tell you all, good people, all this is just mama guy. It's just fear. It's just optics, playing for the gallery. That is what it is. A man come before, he said, I bidding for several companies. I's the bidder, I's the engineer, I's the supervisor. And I could say it's a conflict of interest. The man say, no. I's a bad man, like, no. Hey, I know they can do. They give you more contract. This is the kind of man we need here. Man got eat your food in this government. He's a bad man here. He's a bad man. Miss the whole moment. And then he come and say, vote for me. Right? This is leadership. And some people buy this hook, line, and sinker. I thank God that I saw and know leadership in my lifetime. So they can't pack with me. With all the high octave. Huh? They are nice. they like them octaves. Like them octaves there. Pure madness. Pure distraction. That's what they mean at. Leader the opposition. Run on behind them. This is nonsense. cool, calm, collective, measured. Right? Here, if I'm just I tell them, discipline them, These slaves here, yeah, on this slave ship, you call it public sector here, you got to discipline them. You got to crack the whip. I want to know who orient Irfan to leadership. It says shouting at people, belittling people. That's somehow leadership. If you're not raising your voice, going on crazy, you're leading. That's not it. And don't ever let anybody reduce you to think that is leadership. That's with trauma as a nation. That is our trauma as a nation, folks. Leader of the opposition. And this madness.
Clearly, President Ali is no doubt frustrated by the incompetence and corrupt nature of his government. But that is no excuse for him to be arrogant and disrespectful to public servants. It is with great concern and alarm that Guyanese watched the live stream meeting between President Irfan Ali with government ministers, permanent secretaries, engineers, contractors, and consultants. The president summoned the officials, we learn, to vent his frustration over the large number of incomplete and stalled projects across government ministries. Guyanese were able to witness the president and the PPP government in their true colors: incompetent, disorganized, and disordered, and arrogantly disrespectful. The public saw firsthand the level of chaos that has become endemic within the entire PPP administration. The entire public procurement system is in a planning and execution crisis. Hundreds of billions of dollars of the people's money are at stake and are going to waste. For starters, instead of seeking to analyze the root causes of the problem and proposing solutions, President Ali chose to launch a disgraceful barrage of insults, put downs, and threats on the public servants who are at least to be blamed for the government's outright inability to plan and manage. His juvenile behavior was misdirected and only served to undermine the morale of our dedicated professionals. President Ali and his government must take full responsibility for these massive failures in the management of public funds. To fix such failures, a clean and competent government would have spent time to review system capacities, resources availability, its policies and approaches, legislation and institutions, the performance of supply chains, operations bottleneck, and the role and extent of corruption. But the corrupt PPP is no such government. Obviously, the PPP is in a state of panic as the inflated contracts awarded to their friends, families, and favorites fail to meet deadlines and quality standards and to satisfy the Guyanese people. Contractors who have performed poorly over the years continue to get contracts. Only President Ali and his government can be blamed for that. Persons with no experience in construction of large infrastructure continue to win contract awards through corrupt NPTAB. The monitoring and evaluation system has become politicized and dysfunctional. This growing wastage of financial resources through negligence, incompetence, and corruption is one of the main symptoms of the natural resource curse. The more oil revenues the government spends, the greater will be this curse. President Irfan Ali must shift his focus from finger pointing and blame throwing to confronting the real source of the problem. The true source of this crisis lies with the government itself, particularly with its corrupt practices and with the ministers who have consistently failed to perform and deliver on their mandates. Normally, one would issue a call for them to be fired and replaced. But with this PPP regime, should that occur, they would only be replaced with political cronies just as useless and crooked as the president said. Let us remind Guyanese that close to Guyana, 700 billion was allocated for capital works in 2024. We call on the president to submit for public scrutiny a written report on the status of all large government projects. Where is the value for money of all this allocation? What are the checks to prevent an end of year rush to disperse the entire 2024 budget sums? Where are the reforms to the public procurement system? President Ali must fully account to the nation. Alas, we harbor no hope that anything will change, knowing how the PPP operates. The entire live stream meeting served merely as a political ploy and a scapegoating tactic. The country deserves better. The country deserves leadership that is respectful, accountable, effective, and puts people first and at the center of development. The time for endless failures, diversionary politics, and massive financial losses is over. The PPP continues to fail badly. At the next election, Guyanese must put them out of their misery. As we have said, if Guyana is to grow, the PPP must go. Clear.
Folks, welcome back. The PPP must go. A very, very substantive statement there, folks, from the leader of the opposition, leader of the PNCR. Yep. We can't have repeats of this. Please, please and thank you. Save us from it, folks. Let's turn our attention very quickly as we look to the clock, folks. As we look to the gate, at least we get locked out to some other issues. Two mountains don't meet. Airpun. There's too many meet. Even Trump, in all the little, in all the littleness, you know, today I said politics is what it is. As he met with President Joe Biden at the White House, he said, but today is a good day, you know. Shook hands with President Joe Biden as the seamless transition of power begins in the United States. Yep, believe it or not. This is the first encounter since the Trump victory, they tell us. Both leaders emphasize the importance of a peaceful transition of power, with Biden expressing support, they tell us, for the handover process, including personal gestures from First Lady Jill Biden to Melania Trump. Yet again, and even though, believe it or not, even though Trump did not extend the same courtesy to Biden when Biden won 4 years ago. So today, Biden decided he's going to be the bigger man. And he was. And he was. Again, showing country first. Country first. If for themselves, and I meet with them people. I ain't putting them on no boards. We ain't giving the municipality no money. We ain't giving the regions any funding. Irfan Barra Jagdeo, Nandalal, they're still on that. Believe it or not, January 6th happened. People are conclusive on that. The will of the people was almost denied. There's no people make up. People are already doing time, convicted on that. Not bogus, trumped up charges that ain't going no place. And two men in the interest of keeping the United States as the world power meet and shook hands. And these little jagabats and trench crappos, They can't even run a corner shop. The disaster that I got on their hand, they got to call meetings at 5:30 in the morning and berate people. They say they can't meet. Our problems are too intractable. I can't meet with Norton. Meanwhile, I hear nothing you got to say. But they can come on the 21st. When Moody come, and they can pretend. And it's one big happy family. One big happy family. All them contractors front row. Better go front row. Or else you see the man, see, I can be fired. No heads will roll. Because everything that come in, something have to go to Freedom House. All them contracts given out there, something have to go back. No heads will roll. 6 months from now, we have another 5:30 meeting, maybe 4 a.m. Maybe 4 a.m. My God, meeting the burial ground. Remember you want the life from the burial ground? So folks, two mountains don't meet. It's two men is meet. Modi and Irfan meeting the weekend of the 21st. I think it's from the, if I remember correctly, from the 19th to the 21st. The Ranger Modi will be with us. Here, folks, it's election time. People pulling out the stops. I'm telling you, the people want to maintain. That's what they want to do. They want to keep, acquire, keep, and maintain political power. So Modi coming. Modi coming. Fantastic fella in his own right. You know? In his own right. Fantastic fella. So he'll be visiting from the 19th to the 21st of November. And on the 21st, he's going to be speaking to the National Assembly. You know? We might go in protesting. Or we might be nice people, pliant. We might stay away altogether and stay outside and shout at them the way Irfan was shouting at those public servants. Who knows? It could be 5:30 any time of the day in this country. Any time of the day. Here I'm telling you. So look forward, folks, to that. They're going to be signing multiple memorandums of understanding aimed, they tell us, at fostering new investments in innovation, business incubation, digitization, among some other areas. Please and thank you. We look forward. We look forward to having the Indian Prime Minister here with us. Please and thank you. We got a couple of things to tell him too. Right, Irfan? So look out for it. Look out for it. Who knows what will happen? We'll have our own 5:30 from the 19th to the 21st. We'll have our own 5:30 then. Please and thank you, folks. Who knows? You know, might extend our, as we talk about listen list, extend our call for a clean voters list to the National Assembly. Who knows? Who knows? I want you all know we still meeting on Tuesdays in front of GCOM. We want a clean voters list, and folks, we want biometrics too.
Members and supporters of the People's National Congress reform picketed the headquarters of the Guyana Elections Commission again on Tuesday. The inclement weather did nothing to deter them. Again, there were the chants of Claudette Singh must go and the calls for a new voters list. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton was on the protest.
The evidence is overwhelming that the party is registering persons who are not eligible. And that is something we will have to address. There are now Venezuelans, Bangladeshis, Indians who the government has put in there. Reliable information coming out of the East indicates clearly that they are given ID cards, etc. to people. Now the process is one in which there should be a representative of the opposition when they are taking the process and when they're delivering. They are not doing that.
The protest attracted the support of the Alliance for Change. Among those of the protest was AFC leader Nigel Hughes. There were others.
As the list continues to be padded,
Every day, as more people have been added to the list through the registration process, without a clear indication as to how the list would be cleansed from those people that the many that are dying every day, the many that cannot be found and located, because all that Chico is doing, based on the amendment of the new law that they made, is that as long as somebody come with a birth certificate to be registered Chicum, without even locating them, without even finding a home or a house on a piece of land, a piece of vacant land with bushes and vines and nobody live along it, it's a number that is given, well, then you have a right to register when that person cannot be located.
He spoke of the migrants, some of whom are coming from Suriname, Venezuela, and Brazil.
And we are continue to protest that those names should have not been on the list. Those names that are already on the list, floating list, should be removed. And of course, we are saying that we should have biometrics. We should have biometrics in order for us to have a fair election, credible election, a transparent election.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. That's how it went down there. Just yesterday, folks. Just yesterday, believe it or not. This issue here is an interesting case. The gentleman you see there, was in the court system quite recently. Is what he said to the magistrate. He was in the court system for snatching a chain. Right? You see the Guyana police force distracted on all kinds of peripheral things. Distracted. So the elements running wild outside there. So he's before the courts for snatching somebody's chain. Or they should throw the whole book at him. Right? But he wanted to tell the judge what kind of person he is. He says, Dr. Harry, I just want Dr. Harry patience. Could you call a name? People know the whole story. Chain snatcher. He said, Judge, I just want Dr. Harry patience. That's what he said, folks. That's what he said. I feel he had some 5:30 yesterday morning, standing by a gate. Might have had one conducting the meeting as well. You may have had one conducting meeting. Folks, as we wrap up, let's shoot a couple of things at you. We did tell you that the power ship, second power ship, is coming. Billions of dollars. Billions of dollars for rental. I said we could buy generators and self-generate. Time is over. What we paying these power ship companies for? But how them men can get a largesse for the 2025 elections? The rigging done taking place, You gotta get money for pay for rigging. Enter power ship number 2. Billions of dollars. I did tell you it will be parked in the Demra River. 75 megawatts. Them boys said the money they're paying for the power ship, I think you get 175 megawatts if we buy our own generating systems. And of course, the meeting happened yesterday. I saw a lot of photographs flitting around Facebook. My road getting do now by. The folks in the hinterland showed us an airstrip lagging for a long time. Suddenly, men appear like Houdini. Airstrip getting do. Right? Check outside by you. You might go downstairs right now, street lights. They didn't see at 5:30 as the money appear. You see? Here's a thing happening. Here, when is it? Optics. Set piece. You gotta know to recognize it, good folks. And that's why you gotta see it. It's a lot of movements. But I said, folks, acceleration is not the same as progress. Movement is not the same as progress. What you're seeing right now is a lot of acceleration. AG complaining about everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. The bogus trumped up electoral fraud cases ain't going no place. Complain. Whine. I thought you were talking something that he's a contract czar and they put in all of these, what do you call it? these azar in every ministry to monitor contract. How they going? Based on yesterday, 5:30 at the gate. How they going? He should have been right there in that meeting too. He should have been there. Right? Now they're telling us he's dismissing call for a referendum on Exxon contract. Right? We must dismiss them next year at the election. Wasting the Guyanese people time, wasting money, wasting our time. Dismiss them. You see, people look to the top and they're learning. They tell us this girl, Omika Primo, got a taxi service and some other business. Robbed and cheated people out of $65 million. You know, I think people easy in this place. They're not easy. $65 million. You got to watch them, folks. And as we close tonight, watching the clock, as we wrap up tonight, you know, we saw the leader of the co-leader of the Working People's Alliance. I've been meeting with the leader of the opposition. We've been in talks for us to come back under the coalition umbrella. We got to come together, folks. That's only how we can dislodge these jagabats who want to find themselves through all kinds of nefarious, wicked, dark means. We got to stick together. Please and thank you. The closer, Dr. David Hines.
Professor David Hines of the Working People's Alliance has said that his party has been holding constant meetings with the largest opposition party, the People's National Congress Reform.
We are in constant communication with the leader of the PNC. And so, therefore, we would have, from time to time, talked about the possibility of the WPA getting back into the APNU. But there has not been any kind of formal meeting between the two sides.
But there have been some movement towards a meeting of the other political parties.
The joint opposition parties, meaning the leader of the PNC, APNU, the leader of the AFC, and myself as co-leader of the WPA, we had a meeting with the GCOM commissioners who were nominated by the opposition.
An issue is the perception that the chairperson of the Guyana Elections Commission has been voting consistently with the commissioners appointed by the People's Progressive Party. There has been the issuing of a joint statement on the GCOM situation.
We have agreed that we will meet as often as we can to monitoring what is happening at GCOM. So that's a new development that the three parties are cooperating in ensuring that we have the electoral reforms that we have been clamoring for.
Recently, PNCR leader Aubrey Norton announced that he would be meeting with the leader of the Alliance for Change for talks. This is being supported by the WPA.
We, however, welcome the development of the meeting between Mr. Hughes and Mr. Norton. We think that that is a way forward as far as putting together a coalition, potentially putting together a coalition before the next election. From our observances, we feel that the support base of the opposition are clamoring for a coalition of the three parties.
The closer, folks, welcome back and goodbye. That's our time for this evening, and that's our program. Thanks for being here. We're going to see guys right back here on the next one. Thanks for being here with us, Carmen and Marcia, Stacey and Stoll and Andrea D, Leslin and all the other. Slater, welcome home. Slater, you know yourself. Slater. And thanks for the thing. Slater, thanks for the thing. Welcome home, my brother. Welcome home. Maxine, good to see you here. Heaven Fit. Shelley DeRidder, Shireen Baines, Stacey and Stoll, as I said, Andrew Griffith is on the live with us tonight. Andrew, Don, Dougie, thanks for your efforts as well. Osman Hodge and Karen, Jamal, Sandra Hanover, Auntie Sandra. Good to have you, Pamela and Forbes. And I see we got Raymond Narayan is on the live as well. Sparkle City. Raymond, thanks for the thing. Thanks for the thing. I see you pack some things. Thanks for the thing. That being said, folks, that's our time. And that's our program. Stay safe. Stay safe. And that's the last one. Stay safe.